Believe it or not, most business owners actually end up getting funded anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 right off the bat. The problem is that most of them really don't even know where to put the money at, so they end up actually spending it and going into debt. So if you want to see your startup fail right off the bat, this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down all the things that you should do and shouldn't do whenever you first get funded, because you should be able to use the capital to be able to scale your business and not go ahead and get into more debt. And you definitely want to make sure you stick around to the end of this video, because I'm going to be sharing with you guys a couple of secret frameworks that you guys can be able to use so you know exactly what to do with the money. What's poppin', guys? Your boy Bill, and I'm back here with another banger. It's the hardest financial literacy channel out there, and if you haven't done so already, make sure to go and subscribe below. So let's go ahead and get this channel to 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible. And to be honest, most of them really don't even have any type of issues with being able to get funded. The thing is though, whenever they actually do get funded, so what I've seen is that entrepreneurs really make rash decisions on exactly where to spend that money and also that capital, and honestly the decisions that they make guarantee that their business will fail quickly. And to be honest, it's really not because they're dumb or don't necessarily know anything about their product or how to be able to actually get sales. So the main reason, is that they really misunderstand business funding. So most entrepreneurs, whenever they get funded, they really look at it like free money. That's money that they don't have to worry about or even pay back anytime soon. They look at it almost like monopoly money or venture capitalist money. The thing is, business funding is not money to spend. It's literally capital set aside in order to be able to go and leverage it to be able to get you a return on investment. Every smart entrepreneur, every savvy investor that I've ever talked to has literally never spent a single dollar. If they can't go ahead and spend $1 and get $2 back, they're automatically not going to spend it. And that's the main issue that I see a lot of entrepreneurs make. They often spend the money on things that are not going to move the needle, which really causes them to get into more and more debt without necessarily having any type of return on investment to go ahead and actually pay down some of that debt. So there's a lot of examples of exactly what happens, right? Let's say you're a business owner, you end up getting approved for $100,000. So after you go ahead and get approved for $100,000, right? So you get approved for, let's say, $100K. So after you go ahead and get approved for $100,000, and suddenly everything becomes an expense. You need a new laptop, you need new office equipment, you need new office furnishing, you need to be able to go ahead and get the latest and best softwares out there. And that's simply really not the case. Then you actually fast forward about 6 months down the line, and trust me, this really just happens like in a lot of examples. I've seen this, right? So let's say you go ahead and fast forward 6 months from now, right? 6 months from now, and automatically 6 months from now, you've already went ahead and spent about $40,000 of your original $100,000 on what I would say is BS, because all you're really spending that on is expenses. You're not necessarily spending it on anything that can bring you any type of money back, because at the end of the day, right? But really, what's that computer doing if it can't even manage any of the new sales coming in? And so now you're 6 months down the line and your business has no new sales coming in, but you're actually $40,000 in debt. And really the fundamental issue is that most people treat business funding like personal expenses, right? So they often think that business funding equals personal expenses, right? And so the thing that's wrong with this, right, is that they often start thinking like a consumer rather than a producer. If you're a business owner, you should not be thinking about what can I spend money on. You should be thinking about how I can be able to get a return on investment, right? So instead of you have to spending your money to be able to go ahead and get more money back, you're spending money on furniture, on office buildings, on laptops, which is really not going to help you make any type of sales whatsoever. Really, the switch that business owners need to make, right, is to go ahead and go from expense thinking, right? It's expense thinking into investment thinking. So they need to go from investment thinking, right? And really the main difference between these two is that expense thinking is thinking, okay, what laptop can I go ahead and buy in order to be able to increase my output? And with investment thinking, it's almost asking a question like, is this laptop gonna make me any more sales? If it's not, then I don't really need it. A new laptop's not gonna help you out with managing a system. If you already have a laptop, you can just simply use that. If you're not spending $1 and getting $2 back, it's not even worth it. So that's the main difference whenever you become a business owner that's really have to make. Yes, it might seem like it's free capital, but at the end of the day, you're still gonna have to pay it back. Now let's face it, whenever you go in and actually make this switch, this has nothing to do with being cheap or not. And then you don't want to go ahead and take this lightly. And there's a difference between a business that goes bankrupt. All right, so literally from analyzing numerous profitable businesses, I have actually seen some of the most profitable businesses actually go ahead and allocate their capital. So the 70-20-10 framework is literally the percentages on how they actually allocate their capital into what category. So all their capital, right, is 70% of it actually goes to revenue generation. And the same thing within a 90-day period that actually brings the money back. So this could be anything such as investing into a new marketing channel, investing in the sales and processes, or even being able to get more inventory so they can actually go ahead and sell. So now that we got that 70% down right, now 20% of the money is actually going to go into infrastructure, which really makes sure that everything is solid and safe that actually brings money. So this literally can be anything such as legal compliance or even technology to help automate the process. Now that's literally 20% of the actual capital is going to be invested in infrastructure. Now the last 10% is literally going to be invested into reserves. Simply put, it's an emergency fund. So really what this means, right, if the sales slow down, with the business can actually keep on operating without having any hiccups. So based off of this framework, right, you'll be able to actually save your business a lot of headaches because you know exactly where your money's coming from. You're actually gonna know where the money's going to. And if you know where the money's going to, then you can be able to go ahead and track it. So if the ad's really not doing well after a week or two, you know it's time to go and actually cut that ad. So really the main thing, right? So whenever you actually know exactly where your money's going to, you can be able to actually measure it. The problem really lies is that whenever you go ahead and actually get funded and you don't necessarily know exactly where you're going to spend that money, because that's when the issue comes into play. Peter Drucker once said, whatever you don't measure, you can't manage. So whenever you're actually allocating any type of capital or you're even getting funded, you have to go ahead and not spend a single dollar before you actually ask yourself, where's this money actually going to? And will actually be able to give me a return on investment. So if the answer is no, you shouldn't be spending it. So once you actually become strategic with your capital allocation, it makes it a lot easier to be able to run your business on numbers and not emotion. And if you guys haven't done so already, make sure to go and subscribe. Get your boys to that 10K subscribers as soon as possible. And like always, I'll see you at the top, my boy.